Kendall offers in the business area is a different approach to how we teach business. So accounting is accounting, economics is economics, marketing is marketing. You get a lot of those same things anywhere you go. The difference, though, is how you're learning. At Kendall College, we have smaller classes, and we make sure that students are learning in ways that research shows that they're learning, by talking about what they're learning, by applying what they're learning, and by teaching each other what they're learning. And we do this in all of our classes. In some larger schools, what you hear about is 1 or 2 special classes where students get to apply what they're learning. This is something that we're doing in all of our classes. As much as we possibly can, trying to get students actually out in the field doing their projects with local companies, or having to play simulation games or other things that really make students see the materials come to life rather than it just being theory on paper. So to give you an example of how we might do this applied learning or make things real world, today, for example, we're taking a class to Whole Foods. Whole Foods is a U.S. supermarket chain that is just starting to go international, so maybe you only know it if you're in the U.S. But basically they sell very high-end food products that are organic, fair trade, very specialty, gourmet. It's a very, very, very successful business model, but they also focus on sustainability and social impact. And so we want to take our students there because we want them to look at how Whole Foods integrates into a community, how they build relationships with customers, how they glean insights from customers. And then we also want them to look on the shelves of Whole Foods where there are hundreds of products that are made by very small startup businesses. And for them to have to think firsthand, how did this person with this particular chocolate bar get from an idea to being on the shelves of Whole Foods? So the students are given some particular task that they have to perform, and they're going to go to Whole Foods, they're going to have lunch there, and they're going to walk around, and they're going to learn by seeing firsthand how the theories that they learn in class apply in a real business. So in the capstone experience, students have to go basically from a blank sheet of paper. They have to come up with an idea, and that idea could be a whole range of things, and they have to turn that idea all the way from just something that they think might work into a full-fledged business plan with marketing layouts, with operational plans, floor plans, organizational charts, and of course, most importantly, all of the finances. How they're going to make this business really marketable, how they're going to deliver it to the market, how they're going to actually make a profit for themselves and for the investors. It's an incredibly intensive, team-based experience that the students go through that literally changes their lives. Are really an amazing group of people. First of all, they are all practitioners. So none of my faculty are people who've been in education their whole careers. They've been out doing things in human resources, finance, accounting, marketing. They've been brand managers. They've been sales reps. They've been CEOs of their own startups. They've been consultants. They've been operations and supply chain managers. I hire faculty from the field because they can bring real-world, first-hand experience to the courses. Also, I really focus on hiring people who are incredibly dynamic and invested in working with the students. And it ranges. We have a lot of variety in their styles. I have one guy who just recently won our Faculty of the Year award for the entire college. He refuses to use PowerPoints. And he walks up and down the room, and he's really loud, and he makes students uncomfortable but excited and happy, and they love his class. And then I've got another guy who really talks to his class as if they're in a corporate meeting. He uses PowerPoints and agendas, and he's very professional and organized. But that's also good because it's a lot like what the students will be going into in the real world. So there's a whole range of diversity in the faculty, and I think that's a really important thing for the students to be able to experience different styles and different backgrounds. One thing I'm really excited about at Kendall is how international we have become and are continuing to be. We have about 25% international students as of our fall start in the business program, which is extremely exciting for several reasons. First of all, I think it's really important for students coming from other cultures and other markets to understand the U.S. market. This is going to be important when they go back home and work for companies, or if they want to work for a U.S. company. And Chicago's a really great place to get a sense of the U.S. market. Being in the Midwest is about as American as it gets. But it's also a very international and very diverse city. And I think that when students bring their diversity of viewpoints and experiences into the classroom, they also really transform our domestic students. I think it's really important from both perspectives. It's a symbiotic relationship where the students coming here from other markets are going to learn from their American counterparts and from those around the world and really get a sense of the American market. But it's also really important that we get the innovations and the ideas and the diversity and the excitement that those students from other countries bring to our classroom. It really makes a big difference when we talk about economics, when we talk about approaches to marketing, when we talk about ethics and how different cultures approach those things differently. So it makes all of the students in these classroom experiences benefit from those cross-cultural experiences. So one of the things that I encounter a lot when students are choosing a business program is I say, so what do you want to do with your business degree? What are your plans? And most students say, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I want to do. They just know they chose business, and it could be because their parents influenced them to choose business, or they just, nothing else really seemed to fit, so they chose business. But a lot of times they're not entirely sure what their dream is. They're still discovering their dream. So there are a lot of things that students end up doing after getting a business degree. Every industry you can imagine, every job position you can imagine. So one of the things that we really try to focus on is the area of entrepreneurship and small to medium business. Why do we do that? Well, first of all, we tend to attract a lot of students that really do want to open their own business or go back and run a family business. However, even for the students that want to go to work for a large corporation, the reason we focus on entrepreneurship and small business management is, statistically speaking, most students are going to go work for a small and medium business. They make up the bulk of most world economies. But even outside of that, even if you do go work for a large companies, what we know from research is large companies are looking for critical thinkers, risk takers, innovators, team players, and people who can really just take initiative and make things happen. That's what entrepreneurs do. That's why we're teaching entrepreneurship and small business management, because then no matter where you go, wherever you find yourself, you're going to stand out because you're going to be able to know how to just take on a project and make it happen. So whether your interest is to do social media marketing for a small firm, or be the head of HR for a large firm, or be a CEO of the next Google, either way, you're going to learn the types of skills that you need to be able to go into any of those scenarios and succeed.